What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on a post that I recently came across. Reggie Miller speaking about Michael Jordan, and he says that Michael Jordan is the greatest player. I will go to my grave with that, and that's Reggie Miller on his MJ versus LeBron debate, right? And so Reggie Miller, a Hall of Famer, played for years with the Indiana Pacers. Had an outstanding college career at UCLA. Um, and so Reggie Miller, has come out and said that, he feels strongly about it. Not even a doubt. He said he will go to his grave with that, that Mike is the greatest player. And Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan had some monumental battles. The Chicago Bulls versus Indiana Pacers. They had some monumental battles. And Reggie Miller has also said that him and Michael Jordan they're not friends. Um, he said that he thinks that Michael Jordan probably really don't like him because his style of basketball play is something that really he thought that he annoyed Mike. He got on Mike's nerves. He pissed Mike off, and they really had but they went back and forth. And really, that's part of what I like about old school basketball, right? You could count on the fact that Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller they wasn't going to be swapping jerseys after the game, or you weren't going to see those guys, hanging out. They just wanted to beat each other desperately. They wanted to beat each other, and that's where basketball back in the old in the day in the 90s and in the early 2000s, that's what NBA basketball was about. These guys wasn't buddy buddy. They wasn't all chummy with each other. They wanted to beat each other, and these games got very chippy, and they was, like I said, these were epic battles, and they went at each other hard. That's why when Reggie Miller comes out and he makes a statement like that, that's why it really means something. They were not, like I said, they wasn't friends. And so for this to come from somebody who was definitely one of your uh one of your toughest competitors, somebody who tried their hardest to beat you on the court, these kind of comments really hold a lot of weight, in my opinion, more so than players who may not have and like this. To me, this means more to, like, say, like, for instance, if Scottie Pippen was to say that Mike Jordan was the GOAT, or somebody that played with Mike. You got a guy who competed with Mike, a guy who admits that Mike, he's not Mike's favorite person. And he said he'll take this to his grave, you know. And so that to me, in my opinion, that kind of compliment, that statement coming from Reggie Miller holds a lot of water, man. It just really holds a lot of water. And so I want to know, what do you all think about it, though? Like, who do you think, who do you trust for as opinions when it comes to deciding who the GOAT is? Do you trust people who played with Mike, or do you trust people or the media, basically? Because the media is really the ones who are, some people in the media, I should say, some people in the media are the ones who are really trying to push the notion that LeBron James is the GOAT. It seems like the NBA is trying to push that narrative too, because they may have like a vested interest interest in you know, into making the league look good. But basketball fans want they want the truth. You know, real basketball fans, real diehard, you know, they want the truth. You know, who do you but the media right now don't seem to be telling the truth. They seem to be, you know, pushing a false narrative, in my opinion, pushing a false narrative and trying to make it seem like LeBron, it's like head and shoulders above. LeBron is head and shoulders above Mike when that's not really the case. That's why, you know, I always like to get the opinion of some of Mike's competitors, people who had an opportunity to watch um, the league like before Mike came into the league, and why, you know, they saw like once Mike got to the league, and then even after Mike, because you can take all those different eras and you know, and compare and say, you know, all right, this era had this era had that, but you know, like what players do you think would be good in this era, or some players can play in every era, or some, you know, I don't even, in my personal opinion, I don't think that like some of the players who play today would have been able to play like in the 80s and the 90s. I really don't. And I'm talking about like some of the superstars. I don't think they may have been able to play, but I don't think their impact would be the same as it, you know, as it is today. And I don't want to start naming players, but a lot of players like the sure enough superstars. I don't think, you know what, I'm gonna say it. Uh Harden, what's his name? James Harden wouldn't have the same impact today. I mean, you know, like back in the 80s and 90s with all that dribbling. Joel Embiid, you know, shooting all those jumpers. Luka Doncic. Who else? What's the Joker? I don't know about the Joker. The Joker might be able. He might be. He may have been able to do his thing. But I don't even think Steph Curry. I think the league in the 90s just would have been too physical for him. So that's why, you know, like I like to listen to these guys' opinion because these guys play and they know what it's all about. And so, like I said, let me know what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you out in the next video. Peace.